Good strike. Nicer flight.
It's flighted, isn't it? Like it's got some air time.
Descent angle gets a little steeper. It's nice.
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a dive into, I think, one of the most challenging parts of assembling a 14 club bag. I think when you put the irons together, whether you're a standard set the whole way through, which is becoming less and less common these days, combo sets are much more the norm. Your wedge makeup, your putter, your sort of driver, 3-wood's tricky, but the club that creates the bridge between the woods and the irons, what is that club, Michael?
Good question. We'll find out today.
So we're going to dive into the sort of the options that you guys have nowadays, and ultimately we have as well, in putting you guys into the right sort of set makeup that gives you the right balance, ultimately the right club for your type of delivery. And I think that's where we're going to focus a little bit on that on this particular video. We've taken 3 golf clubs at 18 degrees of loft. We've got the Callaway UT, we've got the TSR 2 18-degree hybrid, and then we've got the GT2 18-degree 5-wood. Statically, obviously all the same lofts, but dynamically they're going to do quite different things.
CG, different placements.
CG, different placements, whether it's front, back, there's a sort of, there's a difference to how CG is going to drive the loft of the golf club, up and down. There's also going to be a difference, the further back we move CG, it's going to have a rotational bias as well. We're going to try and help you guys understand that it's not just about taking a 9-degree driver, a 15-degree 3-wood, a 19-degree hybrid, and then into a 4-iron.
Right.
So for some people it might be. Yeah. That's not a bad place to be, but for lots of you out there, it's going to be more challenging than that. The other difference that here we've got is dynamically we're changing the length of the golf club. So we're going to be taking ultimately a 2-iron length, we're going to be taking a 3 hybrid length, and we're going to be taking 5-wood length. There's pretty much, I'm trying to think, bang on about 2.5 inches at standard between the 3 clubs. Yep. That is also going to change some things quite dramatically here as well. So hopefully as we go through, we can explain a little bit more in detail as to what you guys should be thinking of when you analyze your own game.
Okay, for us, starting with Callaway Apex UT.
Yeah.
Again, 18 degrees, steel shaft, but ultimately loft statically is the same. Yeah,
just very standard 2-iron sort of set makeup. It's got a dynamic gold S300 115 mid in there, so a shaft that probably should be designed to be an extension of your iron set with the feel, but it's going to have a little bit of a softer tip section. So let's see what it does. But for me, I think this is probably a 230, 235 club.
Okay.
That's what it feels like it should certainly be. Might be a little bit more with the 5-wood, but.
How's that strike?
Not bad.
Kind of better.
Yeah,
higher in the blade.
Yeah, probably more centered. I'd definitely be happy with that, Mikey. Maybe move that green back a little bit.
240-ish?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That sounded crushed. Better strike. Okay, into TSR2 18-degree hybrid. Ventus blue hybrid shaft. Driving iron was good. It just comes out. I haven't seen you use a driving iron in a long time, so it just comes out low, in my opinion.
Flat, isn't it?
Yeah, super flat.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And to be honest, I've not really used a hybrid for more than a 1 round, I think, this year. I put in a 4 hybrid and that if I was close enough to my car, it wouldn't even lasted a round. So yeah, let's see what the hybrid does. I always find like a hybrid good indoors.
Yeah.
Like it fits the bill indoors, but it's when I go outdoors that I go, nah.
Missing it, yeah.
Missing something. Let's see.
A better strike. Good strike. Nicer flight.
Mm-hmm. It's flighted, isn't it? Like it's got some air time.
This angle gets a little steeper. It's nice.
Yeah. I will say, anytime I hit hybrid well, in sort of in this window especially, I really want to use hybrid.
Those last couple just plenty high, nice flight into a green.
It's got kind of got what you would want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fraction Healy, but really pretty good.
Okay, Fries, into GT2 18-degree 5-wood. Mega difference between that driving iron and hybrids, and so it should, especially in that peak height. But that hybrid, like you said, you could hit hybrid all day long when you test it like that indoors.
Yeah, it feels good. And I mean, kind of the irony is, you and I have kind of had the same idea in terms of the 5-wood, in that we've went 16.5 head. So, you know, I think I've played mine at 17.25 at times this year, but went 7-wood length, so it plays like a little strong lofted 5-wood. Yeah. This would be a struggle for me normally.
Right.
5-wood would normally be super high. That's why I think the flight window of that hybrid was pretty much perfect. So let's see what it does. We jumped up about 900 in spin between the iron and the hybrid. So let's see if we get something similar. One felt nice, Mikey.
Nice flight to it,
fell out
too.
of the button.
Super high. What side?
No, I'm thinking through it. You know, the iron is hard not to go right. The 5-wood is hard not to go left, and when you groove it, the hybrid's just perfect.
Nice.
Just so high though, 26 degrees of delivered loft.
Yeah, around 135, 140 peak height as well.
So you've kind of got all this speed going in now because you've got the longer shaft. So obviously a bit lighter as well, but it's projecting up too much.
Super high, yeah.
Similar, Mikey kind of has a nice start line, but just has that kind of high loopy left. Light to it. All right, guys. I mean, we've done this test or similar test before, Mikey. I do like this one though, because I think we've always been very focused on the CG location from a height perspective, and you can obviously see that right here.
Yeah.
The Callaway was coming out sort of, I mean, the most, it's why they call it a driving iron, but it was coming out, you know, like something you would really utilize off the tee. 11.8 launch, 3,000 spin. Ended up carrying the longest. I wouldn't have put my money on that at the start of this test. And obviously with a bit of chase as well. Then hybrid fit in a lovely window. 13.8 and 4,000 spin, which I think when you've got, you know, a 3-wood that spins at 3,200, 4,000 is the next probably window of spin that you would want to touch on. Was in a really nice flight, just super balanced. And then 5-wood was a challenge, like 5-wood is a challenge, you know, for the way I deliver it. And the reason is over here. look at the loft difference.
It's a lot.
So we're talking about 18 degrees of static loft on all of these. How we deliver them dynamically is obviously becomes the challenge. And here we've got 100 mile an hour clubhead speed with the 2-iron, 104 with the hybrid, 106.5. Yet we're losing, clubhead speed has went up by 6 miles an hour. Yet we're losing 10 yards of carry on sort of misaligned launch numbers. So again, it's how do these clubs fit the golf swing? That's why I've had to go, like I love the 5-wood head, but I had to go to basically like an iron length shaft or certainly a driving iron length shaft in order to make it work. I might, to be honest, revisit something in the hybrid territory actually, just to maybe get myself back in that territory because it was really, really nice here.
The hybrid was perfect numbers. If you're looking for something to maybe attack a green in, whether it's, maybe a shorter par 5, whatever that may be, the hybrid was perfect. That 5-wood just too high, too left. Definitely. Harder to control.
When it comes to the length of the shaft, this is talking to fitters and the sort of the people who maybe like to work with equipment themselves. Look at the difference on attack angle for length of golf club. Got shorter golf clubs, steeper angle of attack. If angle of attack is something you struggle with and, potentially you're living a little bit, high in the head, so you need it to sort of bottom out a little bit earlier and you need that club to rise up a little bit, you might want to go a little longer. If you need that club to be working down towards the ground more at impact and you want to strike it higher up the head, you probably want to go shorter. It's a really nice one for the fitters out there to be able to manipulate sort of strike height. And you can kind of see that there. The most upward angle attack, the lowest strike. The most sort of steepest angle attack, and you're in that kind of middle window more centered as well.
And both you and I play shorter fairway woods. I did it for a reason of getting, striking it better. And, it helps a ton, so.
Definitely. The other thing with center of gravity from a rotational standpoint, I mean, what a battle to not make 5-wood go left.
Yeah, no kidding.
It just felt too hard to manage it. And to be honest, when I hit a couple just warming up with the driving iron, ping to the right, they were just flat cuts, weren't they? And then, to be honest, hybrid was kind of automatic.
Yeah, autopilot.
So there is, again, a sweet spot of the length of the club, the static loft of the club, and how that matches your delivery in order to create the right dynamic numbers. And that's how we're going to go about putting the right sort of club in your bag that's going to be that bridge between irons and woods.
Definitely.
Interesting, isn't it? Okay, guys. Let us know what your thoughts are on and how you've went about it. Hopefully, some of you who've maybe been struggling with a bit of a miss in this section of the bag can go, okay, that's interesting. I do miss to the right a bit more. Maybe I'll try something with a wider body, front to back, something that gets that center of gravity really deep and really low and gets that club face turning over a little bit. And vice versa, maybe some of you who have a left miss might, go towards something with a CG closer to the face, keeps the face angle a bit more open and keeps that start line a bit more sort of on the fade side.
Good point.
All right, we enjoy these ones, guys, taking a deep dive into not just the ball flight, but sort of also the 3D swing mechanics that produce ball flight. We all know that there's a great array of clubs out there. I mean, there's every club you would ever want to try in the drawers and the shafts behind us, but the kind of the club fitter's ability to put the right tool in the player's hand is ultimately coming down to reading and understanding the mechanics of the golf swing.
100%.
You have to understand the mechanics of the golf swing to then go, okay, A plus B equals the right answer, right? Excellent. All right. Stay tuned for more, guys. Really enjoy these ones. Hope you guys do too. We'll see you again soon.